Great. Good to see everyone. My name is Craig. I'm part of the B2B product marketing team here at Logitech, and I'm joined by a friend who's on our product management team, Trevor.
Okay.
Introduce yourself. Tell us about what you do. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah. My name's Trevor. I'm on the product team here at Logitech. I'm mostly responsible for a lot of our software products. So that includes Sync, Logitune, and our desk booking software.
And we have Trevor here today because he has the inside track and the inside knowledge about a really important feature that we are super excited to talk about, which is Sync Plus Insights. Now, before we do that, we thought it was important to kind of give just a basic overview of Sync before we dive into the additional insight that Insights is able to provide both ITDM teams, facilities teams, workplace management teams. But first, we want to kind of talk about Sync itself. So I'm going to just show my screen here, and Trevor and I are going to do just a little bit of a review and a walkthrough. And this is a live instance, and that's kind of really the whole point of this series here, is that what we're showing is basically how Logitech is using our own software, both Insights as well as just kind of Sync in general to manage our devices remotely and make decisions about our workplace and how we're best serving our end users and employees. So you're seeing the overall dashboard here. But you can see that we've got our different sites organized by group. I've got Irvine here as well. So this is really the site that I work with the team to manage. You can see we've got a lot of updates that were probably just pushed recently that we need to update our devices to. But we're also able to click into any one of our particular rooms and check basic status if we want. So for example, if a mic pod was unplugged, Sync would let us know. And then in addition to that, right, so you can see here, individual updates are also available, and you can see that through the rooms, or you can also do that through our settings tab where you're able to see groups of devices too. And then the only other important items that we want to point out is device fine tuning. We're able to really set everything from our camera mode or camera zone with each of our Rally Bar and Rally Bar Mini devices, so we can make sure that the right stuff is in frame. We can toggle some of the occupancy, which Trevor's going to be talking about in a bit. And this nifty piece over here is something that our IT administrators and teams absolutely love, is we can set different update channels, which basically allows us to dictate or indicate or have different devices sit on different channels that will have different firmware versions. So if you're looking to have a channel that's all about validation, you can put devices there, and then the firmware channel that you designate there will be the highest that those particular devices can go to. You can also have a beta version, and these are completely customizable. But yeah, just kind of some of the initial things that we use Sync for with Logitech. Again, I had just given the example of Irvine here. Trevor, any pieces that I'm missing that we want to call out before we move over to Insights?
I think that's a good quick overview.
Yeah, now there's a tab here called Insights, which I'm going to actually click real quick. But after that, we're going to have Trevor start sharing his screen. So today we're mostly talking about what you can do with Insights and why we think it's super valuable for decision making around everything from rooms to devices. So we're going to just add Trevor's here, remove mine, and the floor is yours, Trevor.
All right, so that's a great intro, Craig. So yeah, I just want to talk a little bit more about what's involved with Insights and why it's going to matter to you as somebody who is looking after these types of spaces. So really, Insights kind of has three different parts. I'll talk about these first before going through the different components that we see on the screen here. So really, it's about understanding how your space is being used. So, how is your space being used every day in terms of the usage of the room? At what capacity is the room being used? And then how is your technology in the room being used? So with those three different metrics, we're able to give you a lot of information to help you make informed decisions. And now the three kind of decisions I would kind of highlight around that is, do you have enough meeting rooms? Uh, are, are enough of the spaces the correct size? And are the rooms properly equipped with video? So those are the three questions, main questions I would look to kind of answer with this type of information, and how we've seen it be most useful, especially within Logitech with our internal teams as well. So just to quickly kind of go over again that information in use here in Sync Portal. So at the overview page, we have again meeting usage and occupancy. So with the scatter plot showing all of your rooms, so this is a really quick way to understand how your rooms are being utilized on a daily basis at a quick overview. So you want most of your rooms to be kind of falling into this optimal zone here. Apparently, we only have one at our HQ that falls in this optimal zone right now. Anything down in this zone would be considered underutilized and underoccupied. So think that this would mean that the rooms are being not used very often, and when they are being used, they're being not being used to their desired capacity. So think like one person in a boardroom. And vice versa, if they fall up here, this would be like a huddle room that's being jam packed with way too many people all day long. So it gives you a quick visualization to understand where those rooms are falling. So now, if we were to dig in further with one of these rooms, you get all the information about that specific room. Now, we have a great summary up top showing, average duration, amount of meetings per day, and where these kind of fall on our averages. But I think the most compelling information comes from the calendar view here. And now I'll scroll back to last week so we can see even more. And you can see here all the information in when the room was being used. So we have a handy key at the bottom here showing you. And so the gray boxes mean time when the room was being used without video. So with Sync Insights, you're able to you can turn it on so that it's capturing occupancy data all the time, or just in the meeting, or of course off if you don't want to have it on. So in this scenario, we have it on all the time. So we can really see that information about when the room is being used, but the video is not, giving you that full coverage of information about the room utilization. So we can see this room is used pretty heavily for video, just at a glance. Usually when somebody's in here, they're using it for video, and they're using it pretty much at capacity too. So you can see the average people count, max people count, and the time in which it was used. And you can even see if there was an occupancy limit violation during that time as well, beyond the capacity in which it's defined for. So you can see at the top of the screen, it was defined for 3 seats, 4 people in here. It was being used a little beyond its means. So this type of data really helps, again, cover those 3 bases I had mentioned, which is understanding how often your spaces are being used, at what capacity your space is being used, and is the video equipment being used, to help guide you on answering some of those critical questions for your organization around, do I have enough spaces? Are my spaces the right size? And are they enabled with the correct equipment? So Craig, I think that's a kind of quick summary on insights.
So that's basically what we wanted to do with this series. We're hoping to do more of this, especially as we come out with additional features for Sync and Insights and Flex Desks that folks have seen in the near future. But this is a good start. We hope you liked it, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.